It's 1984, a dusty room in Beijing, 11 engineers, and only $25,000 on the table. You might think that's something from a Hollywood movie, but no. That is where the story of the world's largest PC makers began. The story of Lenovo. From an old Chinese city to all the way USA homes, Lenovo was the only name when you think of a PC. It sold the highest units of laptops, acquired IBM's only computing division, and even bought Motorola from Google. And then, like all Chinese tech, the US came from nowhere and banned Lenovo. So we are about to disclose the truth of the biggest Chinese PC maker. And for sure, you're about to know one of the most underrated tech journeys in the next minutes. The story of Lenovo doesn't start in a shiny office, but it begins in a modest guardhouse in Beijing, China. On November 1st, 1984, that was the time when China was just opening up its economy. The government had recently introduced reforms under the Decision on Economic System Reform, which encouraged the growth of modern corporate systems. At that time, Liu Chuanji, a researcher, saw this opportunity. He was working at the Institute of Computing Technology under the Chinese Academy of Sciences. He teamed up with 10 fellow engineers and researchers to start a Chinese tech company that could stand on the world stage. With around $25,000 in startup capital, they launched a technology development company named Legend. But Liu's journey into business leadership was shaped long before 1984. After earning his degree in electronic engineering between 1961 and 1966, Liu was sent to work on rural farms during China's Cultural Revolution. Though this wasn't part of his original plan, the experience built his resilience and adaptability. When the political climate shifted, he returned to the Institute of Computing Technology, where he sharpened his skills not only in technology, but also in leadership. The early days of Legend weren't easy. The team was full of brilliant engineers and scientists, but they had very little experience in business, sales, or marketing. At first, they played it safe by acting as a distributor for global IT brands like IBM, HP, and Sun Microsystems within China. But that wasn't enough. They didn't want to just sell other people's products. They wanted to build their own innovations. In 1986, just 2 years after founding the company, they developed the Legend Chinese Character Card, which was also known as Hanke. This circuit board allowed IBM-compatible PCs to process Chinese characters, which was a major breakthrough at the time. The invention gained national recognition, and in 1988, it earned China's highest Science Technology Progress Award. Then, in 1990, the company launched a self-branded computer in China. Then, after 2 years of tinkering, they came up with ThinkPad, the fate changer for them. A laptop that came with a color TFT screen and has sold over 200 million units so far. And after ThinkPad's great success, they came up with the first internet PC for China. Then it was time to change the name. In 2003, the Legend turned into Lenovo. They took the first syllable of Legend and combined it with the Latin word Novo, the name that will later sell the most iconic laptops in the world. Then came 2005, when Lenovo acquired IBM's personal computing division for $1.75 billion, which also included $500 million in assumed liabilities. The deal was finalized in May 2005, and the acquisition also included the legendary ThinkPad brand. And it pushed Lenovo from 9th to the 3rd largest PC maker in the world, right behind Dell and HP. What made this deal even more interesting was the support Lenovo got from major American investors. 3 U.S. private equity firms pumped in an additional $350 million, and even IBM held on to an equity stake, signaling that they believed in Lenovo's potential. But this wasn't an easy win. Back then, Lenovo had very limited experience outside China, and blending its culture with IBM's wasn't simple. So, the company made a bold decision. It officially adopted English as its primary business language. The deal also gave Lenovo access to IBM's manufacturing base in Raleigh, along with ownership of ThinkPad's innovations like the color TFT screen and embedded security chip, both of which were groundbreaking at the time. Lenovo also had the right to use the IBM brand for 5 years, and they used that wisely to build credibility by partnering with global events, most notably as a sponsor of the 2008 Beijing Olympics. In 2006, IBM's former executive Stephen Ward stepped down as CEO and was replaced by William Amelio, who had previously led Dell's Asia-Pacific division. Things didn't go smoothly, especially during the 2009 global financial crisis, which hit Lenovo hard. In response, Yang Yuanqing returned as CEO. Under his leadership, Lenovo focused heavily on team morale and company culture. This new leadership brought a sharp and focused game plan called Protect and Attack. The idea was simple: protect Lenovo's lead in China and aggressively expand into promising markets like India, Russia, and Brazil. In 2010, it jumped into the smartphone game with its first device, the LePhone, and invested in a custom app store called Le Garden, which hosted over 1,000 apps by the end of that year. In 2011, the company also formed a joint venture with NEC, creating Lenovo NEC Holdings, which was based in the Netherlands. This helped it grow further in the PC business, especially in Japan. By 2013, Lenovo had reached a massive milestone. It became the world's largest PC vendor by unit sales. That position, by the way, has remained unchanged all the way through to 2024. Lenovo kept up the momentum with more game-changing acquisitions. In January 2014, it bought Motorola Mobility from Google for $2.9 billion, giving it a solid edge in the global smartphone market. Just months later, in October 2014, it bought IBM's x86-based server business for $2.1 billion. And then they took over platforms like System X and Blade Center to be stronger in enterprise and cloud computing. To mark this new era, Lenovo introduced a fresh logo and the slogan "Innovation Never Stands Still" at its 2015 Tech World event in Beijing. By that time, Lenovo wasn't just a PC company anymore. It was the world's #1 PC maker, the third largest smartphone brand, and the third biggest tablet producer. Then Lenovo teamed up with Fujitsu and the Development Bank of Japan in 2017, buying a 51% stake in Fujitsu's PC business. This move helped Lenovo strengthen its position in the global PC market. Then the next year, they partnered with NetApp to grow their presence in data storage. Together, they launched powerful storage systems like the DM series and DE series. And in 2020, the company got another boost by becoming an innovation partner for DreamWorks Animation. But in 2020, during the COVID-19, things got tough for them. Their factory in Wuhan had to shut down, and global supply chains were a mess. But instead of slowing down, Lenovo quickly shifted its production to factories overseas and kept things moving. After the COVID period, they opened a new factory in Hungary to better serve customers across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Fast forward to 2025, and the laptop maker is on the Fortune Global 500 list, brings in $62 billion a year, and has 77,000 employees working across 60 countries. It leads the world in PC sales with over 24% market share, and it's still growing strong in smartphones, tablets, servers, storage systems, and smart tech powered by AI. But Lenovo's success comes with questions. As a company rooted in China, Lenovo operates under a government that requires businesses to cooperate with state intelligence under a 2017 national security law. This has sparked concerns. Could Lenovo be sharing user data with Beijing? In 2015, Lenovo faced backlash over the Superfish scandal. The company pre-installed adware on consumer laptops that intercepted encrypted web traffic, exposing users to security risks. Lenovo apologized, claiming it was a mistake, but the incident damaged trust. Then, in 2018, reports surfaced about Lenovo's Watch X smartwatch sending location data to Chinese servers without clear user consent. These incidents fueled speculation about Lenovo's data practices. The US government hasn't ignored this. The Pentagon flagged Lenovo laptops for potential security vulnerabilities in 2019, and the US military has restricted Lenovo devices in sensitive settings. Yet there's no public smoking gun proving Lenovo directly shares data with the Chinese government. Lenovo insists it's a global company with supply chains and data practices meeting international standards. Despite these concerns, Lenovo's grip on the US market is undeniable. Its strategy? Offer high-quality devices at competitive prices. From rugged ThinkPads for professionals to budget-friendly Chromebooks for students, Lenovo caters to every segment. So should you worry about using a Lenovo device? For most consumers, the risk is low. There's no solid proof that they handle data any differently than other big tech companies. Most of them collect user data anyway. For high-security needs like government or military work, you might opt for brands with less exposure to Chinese regulations, like HP or Dell. Lenovo's dominance in the US is no accident. It's built on innovation, affordability, and strategic acquisitions. But its Chinese origins mean it will always face questions about privacy and security. As consumers, the choice is yours: convenience and value, or caution in a connected world.